Hey guys, this is Gus Guarda from RIVA Motorsports, and today we are doing a first ride impression on the 2019 Suzuki Gixxer 750. So this is the Gixxer 750. The one we were taking out today is the white and black paint scheme with the red accents. It's a gorgeous bike, looks super cool. Traditional Suzuki styling, single headlight. The one we're taking out also has the Yoshimoto exhaust, and we're going to take it out for a spin, see what it sounds like, see how it rides, and see if it makes a good daily driver. Let's do it. Now, Suzuki's, not a lot of people know this, but require clutch pull to start, so some people get caught off guard by that. Let's go get some gas, and then we're gonna go take this guy out for a spin. Alright, and now we're on the road. So, the 2019 Suzuki Gixxer 750. It's a very capable bike. I mean, as a daily driver, I feel like this could work. My biggest thing, or the thing that sticks out to most people when it comes to sport bikes, is going to be the angle, especially on the handlebars. When it's not a track application, you're not going to be fully tucked in most of the time, and that's probably going to lead to a little bit of stiffness in the wrists, kind of getting accustomed to that riding position. But it comes with time. I mean, eventually, you'll get adapted to it, and then it won't feel so rough on you. But it's not for everyone. That's definitely something to consider. The transmission, I mean, it's super tight. Tolerances on these bikes are very exacting because they are sport bikes. They're intended to be used as track application motorcycles. So using them for a daily driver is a little bit of an unintended use. But you can tell Suzuki cares about their riders. Seats are super comfortable. Probably one of the best inseams you can get. Let's get around this bus real quick. So going back to super sport bikes, it's not intended to be a daily driver, but Suzuki kind of cares. They have one of the best inseams, so you feel it not pressing down on the inside of your thighs. And it also lets you get your legs down a little bit further, makes it easier to come to a red light, come to a stop like we're about to do now. So I'm 5'9", I'm flat-footing both sides of this bike right now. So for shorter riders, if you're maybe as short as 5'6", this really shouldn't pose a challenge, and the more experienced riders should have no problem. When it comes to ergonomics, Suzuki is kind of client conscious or rider conscious. They put everything within very easy reach. The lap timer, trip meter, all that stuff is accessed from the right side, right next to the, or right above the starter. And then on the left hand side, we've got the low beam, high beam controls, hazards, turn signals, horn. And what I like they did is the flash to pass is just a press down and you flash your high beams. So it makes it a little bit easier to convey what you're trying to do in traffic. As far as the actual dash itself, gear position indicator is right in the center of the dash. As far as the gear position indicator, it makes life really easy for a novice rider or somebody who's still just kind of getting their sea legs when it comes to knowing their bike and what gear they're in. I know sometimes, with traffic and everything, you can get a little absent-minded and forget about what gear you're supposed to be in, so the gear position indicator makes that life a lot easier for you. Now, one thing to note when you're looking at the gear position indicator on these bikes is that it's not like Yamaha or Kawasaki that gives you an N for neutral. It's actually an O, and then your green indicator for the neutral light comes on. Some people might overlook that and not pay attention to it, so that's worth noting. Sometimes it'll confuse people. Now we're going to go take a look at a more scenic spot. Check out some of the local beauty out here in Florida. last thing I probably want to talk about, and some people will notice, some people just kind of overlook, is the suspension on this bike. It's a sport bike, you know, so it's got a slightly stiffer suspension. It's not going to be a cruiser. It's not going to be super plush. You will notice some bumps. I mean, you might even hear them because Ocean Drive is kind of a bumpy road. But it's worth noting that you can't set the expectation for a super luxurious ride. There we go. Super luxurious ride when you're talking about a super sport bike, because this thing is built to go on the track, tear it up, and win a race, you know. So as long as you have that in mind, it's not a bad bike, not by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, these bikes are super high performance machines. They're gonna, you know, meet your expectations when it comes to performance. But when you're talking about making it into a daily driver, it's definitely something worth being aware of, being cognizant of, you know. But all things considered, I'm thrilled with this bike. Alright, so I mean, probably the last thing to note, and one of the most exciting things about these bikes, is just the amount of power that they have. So once we get past these cops, woo! This thing is fast. Alright, so wrapping up the review here on the Gixxer 750, coming back to the shop, RIVA Motorsports. We don't have a dedicated rating system just yet, but I mean, my #1 favorite thing in the world is bacon, so I'm gonna give this bike 4 bacon slices out of 5. It's just about perfect. Everything I could ask for in a sport bike. Lots of power, not an insane amount, just enough to really just stretch your legs and make for a really great daily driver. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit us up on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all of our social media platforms, or check out our website. And I mean, everybody's welcome to always come by the store. This is Gus Guarda from RIVA Motorsports, signing off.